Guys, there's a war in Iran. Shocker, I know, it's crazy. Strikes happening. Iran has retaliated. They've been using their hypersonic missiles. They've been using a bunch of their drones, their Shahed drones. Lots of retaliation. Basically, the Iranian strategy is if you have a U.S. asset, you're getting bombed. I believe that there was also a 1.1 billion radar system at Al Udeid base in Qatar that also got bombed, which has all of the radar capabilities for the missile defensive systems. So your Patriots, your THAADs, all those systems for missile defenses. That's been taken offline as well, and all of these fortified military air bases that the Americans have established on all of these fucking Gulf states have been getting the absolute shit bombed out of them. There's a CIA site that was also bombed in Riyadh. All of these air bases are getting bombed. Naval bases are getting fucking bombed. It's not that I think it's about 90% of the drones and missiles have been getting shot down. It's been effective. The problem is that Iran's got way more, and 10% has been basically able to slip through, right? Because they just have a shit ton of very, very cheap, very, very effective drones that can just pierce through the American sort of defensive net because they just have too much of it, right? They send the Shahheads, they distract in order to be able to, have a bunch of smaller stuff to try to soak up expensive Patriots, and then they start sending in the missiles. Parts of Tel Aviv have been getting hit, parts of U.S. bases have been getting hit everywhere. I think even Cyprus has been hit, for fuck's sake. And basically Donald Trump has been saying we're good. This is probably going to end up being a forever war, And a lot of the Gulf states, they've been having some doubts, right? And this is probably because this has been honestly this has been a big W for the Iranians, right? A lot of the Gulf states are now starting to signal some doubts about wanting to keep American military assets on their fucking soil because they're getting hit. The Dubai International Airport, we saw that it got hit, and there's been delays in flights because of the attacks on the Dubai International Airport. All of these states are now being do we really want to keep around American military assets on our soil? Because we've just been getting struck, even though we've had basically nothing to do with this. Fuck that shit. Absolutely the fuck not. We're just getting fucking destroyed for no reason. Oh, and it's the busiest airport on the planet? Yeah, it's definitely not a good look there, Trump. And it's making it such that the American position is just getting weaker and weaker and weaker, well, globally speaking. Genuinely fucking insane. But now a lot of the Gulf states have been complaining about the munition stockpiles as well. They've been apparently getting very, very low. But here's President Trump to basically assure that they're actually not getting low, I guess. The United States munition stockpiles at the medium and upper medium grade have never been higher or better, as was stated to me today. We have a virtually unlimited supply of these weapons. Yeah, I'm sure you do. It's very funny how you have such an unlimited supply of all of these Patriot missiles and all of these defensive systems, in unlimited supply, but you can never seem to give any of them to the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are sitting there begging please sir, may we have some abilities to be able to defend ourselves from all of these attacks from the Russians? And they're no, we don't want to. Fuck you. It's okay, dude. Wars can be fought forever. Well, hey, MAGA, you guys have some explaining to do. I thought Trump was going to be the pro-peace guy and not get anyone into forever nation-state building wars. What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, it was all a fucking lie, right? And this stooge has been basically plotting to do an attack like this, a forever war like this, alongside Israel for the latter part of about 6 fucking months. You motherfuckers, oh, guess what? Got fucking played again. Fell for it again award for all the MAGA fucking dipshits. And very successfully using just these supplies, which are better than other countries' finest arms. At the highest ends, we have a good supply, but are not where we want to be. Much additional high-grade weaponry is stored for us in outlying countries. Sleepy Joe Biden spent all of his time and our country's money giving everything to P.T. Barnum, Zelensky. This is genuinely insane that he's using this as an opportunity to attack the fucking Ukrainians, who have been begging for these weapon systems for the latter part of about 3 fucking years. With Joe Biden putting in all of his like stupid, arbitrary sort of like limiters on the Ukrainians for what purpose exactly? Because he followed the Clintonite strategy of allowing the Ukrainians and the Russians to bleed each other out on the fucking battlefield. These people are all fucking monsters. Oh, and guess what? Trump just won, so he's definitely not going to be giving stuff to the Ukrainians because he just is pro-Russian, like, genuinely insane. Hundreds of billions of dollars worth, and while he gave so much of the super high-end stuff free, that's not how that works, but whatever. He didn't bother to replace it. Fortunately, I rebuilt the military in my first term. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. If you rebuilt the military in your first term, that means you would have had the capacity in order to be able to replenish those weapons, right? Which means Biden would have also had the capacity to replenish those weapons. But he didn't replenish those weapons? Make it make sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. There's a contradiction there, but whatever. And continue to do so. But I thought that, okay, you continue to rebuild the military, but it was already rebuilt on your first... Okay, whatever. The United States is stocked, and ready to win big. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Presidential copium aside, it turns out that allegedly there's been a lot of sussy stuff that's been going on in the back deals, in the back rooms, I suppose, when it comes to, well, the deals going on when it comes to this war in Iran. So apparently, J.D. Vance swayed the president to launch a large attack with the purpose of toppling the Iranian government rather than a smaller, limited strike intended to spur negotiations. On February 18th, General Dan Kane proposed both options to President Trump before Vance weighed in. Trump was partial to the smaller, limited strike. That's a little interesting. Fucking J.D. Vance is a freakazoid little fucking warmongering weirdo? Who would have fucking thought? Kane warned that the second option could drain U.S. munitions, result in American casualties, and spiral out of control. Well, so far, I believe, like, tons of different Iranian officials have been getting assassinated. I think it's like 50 plus at this point. Like, the defense minister, obviously the Ayatollah has also been assassinated. And here's the thing with the Iranians. They have a deep bench. They have a very, very deep bench because they knew that an outcome like this was very likely to fucking happen. So they made sure that they were prepared for this. It's almost as if they've been, well, planning out all of this stuff for the latter part of about 20 fucking goddamn years. Thank you, Israel. Very, very cool. And it's making it such that there are now American casualties. Here we go. 4 soldiers have been killed in Kuwait. This is just 4 soldiers. This is just the fucking beginning. Here are the name of all the fucking goddamn soldiers. And, I mean, listen, Trump himself also said, like, well, there's going to be casualties. But that's expected of war, you know? We have to expect casualties. It's just how it is, folks. Let me tell you. Casualties in war. And, by the way, all these people are just dying for fucking Israel. We can unironically say that they're all just fucking dying for Israel. Like, Lord Farquaad unironically saying, like, you know, some of you may die, but Israel is willing to accept those casualties. Like, we don't really give much of a shit at all. It's genuinely fucking insane. And to more go into, like, the idea that President Trump just had absolutely no fucking plan, basically had no idea what he was fucking doing. He just decided to, well, listen to all the bullshit from either his vice president or the fucking Israelis saying that they were getting close to a nuclear weapon, because they keep repeating the lie that they're getting closer and closer to a nuclear weapon, right? And also the idea that the nuclear sites after Midnight Hammer were obliterated for basically a decade to come. That was Trump's claim, not anyone else's. Trump said that it was obliterated for the latter part of about 10 years, a decade, of course. And every military expert was saying, like, that actually, no. Like, they've maybe been delayed for about a few weeks at best. This really didn't accomplish much of anything. Oh, and would you look at that? It didn't accomplish much of anything, and fucking Trump is trying to do the exact same excuses in order to justify this war. Again, but I thought the nuclear site was fucking obliterated. Well, I guess not. But here, a classified briefing that has finally been given to Congress, because guess what? You don't declare the war first and then give the classified briefings. That's actually not how that works. But, you know, dipshits don't fucking follow the sort of, like, I don't know, course of law constantly, because we're talking about the Trump administration here. They could give less of a flying fuck about this.
I just left a classified briefing on Iran, and here's what I can say. It is so much worse than you thought. You are right to be worried. Trump administration has no plan in Iran. This illegal war is based on lies, and it was launched without any imminent threat to our nation.
Shocker, because again, what has Israel been consistently saying? That Iran is going to have a nuke that's going to threaten not only Europe, but also the United States of America. Guess who's been also parroting that fucking point? Oh, Trump. It really is it's just fucking Israel all around. Like, that's literally it.
Donald Trump still hasn't given a single clear reason for this war, and he seems to have no plan for how to end it either. Like a lot of you, I am really angry. I am angry at what Donald Trump is doing.
I mean, listen, he did say that this was going to essentially be a forever war. Like, wars can be fought forever. Yeah, because there's going to be, I don't know, grinding up the working class in order to be able to, or what's left of the working class, in order to be able to sustain this fucking war.
And I feel grief for those already killed in this unnecessary conflict. And I will keep doing everything I can to fight to end this war.
Well, unfortunately, Chuck Schumer said that he's actually, well, you know, the Baileys telling me that I need war with Iran in order to keep the left pro-Israel. So, well, we're gonna make sure that the war goes on. Actually, thank you, Chuck Schumer. Very, very fucking cool. Obviously, you know, quick blurb here. Besides, you know, Japan facing a major energy security threat because of the Strait of Hormuz being closed. What I mostly want to more so talk about is the Strait of Hormuz has obviously been closed. I believe it's been opened back up only to Chinese vessels specifically, but oil prices have been shooting up significantly as a result of this. Why? Should be fairly obvious. I believe it's about 10% of the, or is it 5% of the world's oil? I think it's either about 10% or 5% of the world's oil and natural gas goes through the Strait of Hormuz. Obviously, that being closed is going to cause a huge problem, specifically for a lot of these Gulf countries in order to be able to export that for the world economy. But it's also going to cause a lot of problems, specifically for a bunch of nations who also need to import all of that oil. So, for example, the Strait carries around 70 to 80% of Japan's crude oil imports and about 10% of its liquid natural gas. So very, very fucking cool. Oh, but Japan is about to have a fucking energy crisis because of Donald Trump's like dipshittery dumb fuck war. Like, it's genuinely fucking hilarious to me. And again, another another fucking reason for as to how they're justifying this is saying that it's a part of God's divine plan. So has anyone ever heard of one of the main reasons why Bush decided to declare war on Iraq? Oh, it's because he thought he saw God in like a dream saying that it was his sort of divine right to declare war on fucking Iraq. It's literally fucking Iraq 3.0. Like, I don't know, Electric Booga 3 or some shit. I don't fucking know. Like, genuinely fucking insane that this is happening again. It's all for the express purpose of, Israel wanted to keep the United States in the Middle East for as long as possible. But here, some more details on some of the lies that Trump is using in order to justify these strikes on Iran. Here from the Majority Report. Why don't we take a look?
War has broken out. It is really unclear as to why. Donald Trump put out a taped message. I guess it was like 4 a.m. Saturday morning. He had pre-taped it. He's down in Mar-a-Lago. in the
Mar-a-Lago.
what they call the Situation Room in Mar-a-Lago, which we should tell you, it's not like the Situation Room can go anywhere.
Okay, why the fuck is there a Situation Room in fucking Mar-a-Lago? It's not the White House. It's nowhere near as secure as the White. You literally just got fucking attacked at Okay, whatever.
There are reasons why they hold it in very secure areas in the most protected building in the country generally, that being the White House.
It's got to be next to the Situation
It's called hacking, dipshit. That's generally speaking why.
bathroom where all the documents are held.
Exactly. You recall, actually, back when those documents were found in the bathroom, he was offering plans to people at Mar-a-Lago, Iranian attack plans. But that was back in the day. I'm sure they've been updated by the Israelis for him at this point. But he went on to give a non-live speech to not justify the attack on Iran and this ongoing war with seemingly no parameters, no limiting principle, no agenda, other than we're just doing this.
How dare you call this a war? How dare you call an offensive bombing campaign against a sovereign nation under the guise of it being defensive? How dare you call that a war? Because that's the line now. That's how much we've devolved. The Trump administration is claiming that this act is not an act of war. I wonder if Iran bombed...
Are they really fucking doing... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Like, honestly, it's just like... What's the point of, like, logically engaging with any of these people? What's the point? What's the point of, like, looking into all this stuff and just, like, having, like, any form of, like, principle engagement, to be honest, when you have, like, these, I don't know, troglodyte dipshits being like, yeah, dude, you know what? We're just going to say it's all a defensive war and just do a preemptive strike or some shit. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
An all-girls school here in the United States and killed dozens of girls and hundreds of people, if we would call that a war.
They also assassinated the leader of Iran. Right. I mean,
sure.
That to me seems belligerent.
Yeah.
But here's Donald Trump explaining that we're going to lose some lives. We lost some lives, but you know, hey, seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have.
Yeah, we've unironically seen this sort of like nonsense here by Trump. Obviously, just nothing but lies, you know, just for the express purpose of, I don't know, giving billions of more dollars to Israel for more weapons and shit. You know, we love our hecking military industrial complex and just doing war for the sake of war.
Casualties. That often happens in war, but we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran seeks to...
Their own intelligence has deemed that Iran was not close to getting a nuclear weapon, especially because this administration claimed that their nuclear weapons program had been...
I mean, unironically, Benjamin Netanyahu for the latter part of about 30 years, although, like... Emma obviously knows this. They have been claiming that Iran has been close to a nuclear weapon for, again, about 3 fucking decades, and guess what? Each and every single time they were not. If anything, because of the tearing up of the JCPOA, because that fucking complete dipshit Benjamin Netanyahu just wanted to bomb the shit out of Iran, because that's literally all he wanted to do, was just bomb the shit out of Iran in order to try to become the hegemon of the Middle East. It basically just did literally everything possible in order to try to manufacture consent in the minds of the American people. And guess what? He got some dipshit in power known as Donald Trump in order to go along with his, like, complete idiotic fucking bullshit. I mean, it's just... It's silly. It's nonsensical. It's stupid. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, great, you know? It's fantastic to see that this is the case. Like, it's so fucking dumb, bro. Like, they were nowhere near a fucking nuclear weapon. They're still nowhere near a fucking goddamn nuclear weapon. And, well, here we are now. They're getting bombed to shit. Very, very cool.
Obliterated last summer when the Israelis bombed Iran, but this time around,
True boy meets minute.
And when we did this time around, though, Netanyahu successfully lobbied the Trump administration high off his own supply after what they view as a successful operation in Venezuela. Netanyahu was able to appeal to our idiotic president to get more United States involvement in this bombing campaign in Iran, because the last summer Israel actually took some significant hits when the Iranians responded to their act of aggression. So they need us, even as they pretend to be the strong Israelis in the Middle East.
CIA assessed prior to the Iranian attacks that Khamenei can be replaced by hardline IRGC elements if killed.
Yep, we also went over this take when the initial strikes were happening by the Iranians. I think there was a Krasenstein sort of like bit going over that. And it's like, yeah, Iran has a very, 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 very deep bench, right? Of people ready to replace. Because again, the Israelis have been constantly, and I mean just constantly fucking killing all their scientists, all of their leaders at any point in time that they could. Why? Because again, they can just operate with absolute impunity because they know that they will be safe in terms of the Security Council because of the United States of America.
We had Trina Parsi on, I think it was, 3 weeks ago, who made it clear that the Iranian government structure is not contingent upon one charismatic leader. Particularly, like, the idea that there wasn't a plan for the death of an 86-year-old. This is not the U.S. Senate, folks. They actually sort of like anticipated this stuff. So the idea that that this is any type of like regime change as a function of an assassination is absurd. And calling for the Iranian people to rise up when we have seen them rise up multiple times, only to get their resistance being met with incredible force, killing thousands, is reminiscent to me of what George W. Bush or Herbert Walker Bush said to the Kurds in Iraq in '93, which was rise up, and we'll be there for you. And they rose up and they were obliterated. And the idea that Trump is going to take this to some type of ground war, which it would necessitate,
which would be a complete fucking disaster. Iranian military doctrine has basically made it such that, well, they would be perfectly prepared for any U.S. ground invasion, and could make it such that the United States military would probably get completely trounced if if Trump decides to go through with something as completely and utterly ridiculous as a ground invasion of Iran. I mean, the terrain is terrible. It's mostly mountainous. Like, I mean, Zagros Mountains. It's just going to be completely terrible. Like, yeah, could they probably get Tehran and most of the bigger cities? Yeah. But guess what? They're just going to go into the mountains where there's probably a ton of fucking fortifications. And then what do? It's going to be Afghanistan all over again.
Absurd. And here is the part that's really disturbing.
Exactly, Boy Spinny.
The lie about this being a defensive, it's not preemptive because there was no contemplated strike by the Iranians, nor capacity, we should say. It's not even preventative, because there's no reason to believe that a regime that is going to be around and far more defensive and far less reformed mind, to the extent that there was any reformers left in the Iranian government. But this coming from the Oman foreign minister, faced the nation yesterday. Listen to what Badar Abu Saidi said. Now, he's in the United States. He has no reason to be lying about this. In fact, it's a fairly, I would imagine, controversial thing for him to do, to come out and expose the fact that, to the extent that we were afraid and had any legitimate concern that Iran was going to create a nuclear program, incidentally, Donald Trump pulled us out of the Iranian nuke deal. Apparently,
which was effective, by the way. The JCPOA, which was the best thing that Obama basically, helped to negotiate, was effective. The IAEA, Jesus Christ, did about 11 different inspections of the Iranian nuclear program, and they were following the tenets of the deal to a T, to a fucking T, making it such that the only reason why Trump decided to even pull out of the Iranian nuclear deal at that point was for one reason and one reason only. Obama's black and he signed the Iranian nuclear deal, and I don't like Obama because he is black and I am racist, so I'm going to pull out of the Iranian nuclear deal. I'm going to make up my own nuclear deal. It's going to be so much more beautiful and so much better. Trust me, folks.
In the last meeting that they had with U.S. negotiators, Iran went even further than the JCPOA did, in that they weren't talking about temporary.
By the way, I don't think there's any reason for why the Iranians should fucking do that. That is actually fucking insane how much grace the Iranians are giving the United States of America. Wholeheartedly undeserved fucking grace. That's literally it. Yeah, that is true, Boy Meets Mini. Trump did really hate the fact that Obama had Riz and a ton of main character energy.
temporarily shutting down their program. They weren't even talking about, temporarily stopping enrichment, but they would not stockpile it. And we'll explain what that means after we hear this.
What has Iran agreed to?
Insane that they were saying that they said that they don't want to fucking stockpile it. So, from the basic understandings that I have of this, basically, how it works is that you stick fissile material in the centrifuges. You spins around in the centrifuge to enrich the uranium, and then you have to stockpile that enriched uranium. And then you enrich more uranium in the centrifuges. You keep going, and then you stockpile it somewhere, and then you put it in again, so on and so forth until you're able to enrich it to the degree, which is about 90% enrichment, to be able to build a nuclear weapon, right? That's how it works in terms of, being able to build a, let's just say, a nuclear weapon. The centrifuge separates lower mass isotopes from the higher mass ones. Gotcha. And them basically saying that we are willing to give up the stockpile of current fissile material, so then we don't have to store it, because we can't just so we can't store it in order to be able to continue enrichment, is genuinely fucking insane. It basically, they were offering to basically make it such that it was impossible for them to ever acquire a nuclear weapon. They were just like, we are going to do everything in our, not everything in our power, but we are going to offer you the ability for us to just completely throw our hands up and say, we are not going to be pursuing a nuclear weapon. Period. End of story. And guess what? The U.S. still didn't fucking agree to that. It's like, what do you want from these people at this point? Oh, war. Because we know that this has been an attack that's been planned months ago. The exact date for the attack was planned weeks ago, alongside the Israelis.
To you that they have never done before. Can you give us any sense?
The single most important achievement, I believe, is the agreement that Iran will never ever have a nuclear material that will create a bomb. This is, I think, a big achievement. This is something that is not in the old deal that was negotiated during President Obama's time. This is something completely new.
Obama now
makes the enrichment argument less relevant, because now we are talking about zero stockpiling, and that is very, very important, because if you cannot stockpile material that is enriched, then there is no way you can actually create a bomb, whether you enrich or don't enrich. And I think this is really something that has been missed a lot by the media, and I want to clarify that from the standpoint of a mediator.
So explain.
Because again, I'm going to tell you right now, making a nuclear bomb, it's pretty hard, guys. It's actually very, very fucking complicated. And the fact that the Iranians were basically saying, listen, we are not going to stockpile anything. Any fissile material that would be used in order to create a bomb, we're just going to give it up. We're giving it all up. We're not going to stockpile any of it, making it such that it is impossible for them to be able to create a bomb. It's like, okay, you got what you wanted. They can't create a bomb. Period. End of story. They said they're not going to fucking do it. Period. They're only probably going to use it for, I assume, their nuclear fucking program, right? That's it. They can't store it in order to make a bomb. But that still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. I think even today, there was a registered 4.3 scale earthquake that happened in Iran. A lot of people are speculating that it's an Iran doing nuclear tests. Personally, I don't really think so. There's no evidence that's been presented for that. Is it possible for a nuclear bomb to make a earthquake that large? I assume. But where the fuck would they fucking detonate it anyways? Everyone would know if that was the case, if that actually happened. So, personally, I'm pressing X to that on that one.
So the enriched material, the things that could be used as nuclear fuel for a bomb, you're saying Iran would not keep on their own soil?
They would give it up.
They would give it up?
They will not be able to actually accumulate that material that will enable them to create a bomb. There's no accumulation. So there will be zero accumulation, zero stockpiling, and full verification. That is also equally important achievement, I think. A full and comprehensive
By the
investigation
IAEA?
by the IAEA, which is the agency in charge of this file.
The UN nuclear watchdog. So you're saying all enriched material would be shipped someplace else, not Russia, but
No, the current stockpiles.
Okay, why the fuck are you, like, that was never, like, why are you bringing up where it would be shipped? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you dumbass? I mean, okay, whatever. American journalism is fucking dead. It's been dead for a very, very long time. Oh, and it is also CBS we're talking about here. Thank you, Barry Weiss. Dumbass.
Still exists.
the things that are still in Iran.
I think that there is agreement now that this will be.
She doesn't understand what the implications of this are, and it's quite possible that the Americans they talk to are this stupid as well. The point being is that to develop a nuclear weapon, you need to enrich uranium, store it, enrich more uranium, store it, enrich more uranium, store it, because your enrichment capacity is limited. You create this stuff for the bomb. Now, you may want to enrich stuff that you're going to use for, let's say, a nuclear reactor, and in fact, use that and have enrichment only for those limited purposes. But to create a weapon, you need to be able to make stockpiles of this stuff. And so to the extent that they have any stockpiles now, they would get rid of those. But the issue is going forward, they wouldn't stockpile. So it doesn't matter. And he goes on to say that with full oversight.
10 kilometers
over
underground?
the,
Okay, got you.
stockpile.
Yeah, it's
And
not a nuclear test.
He's saying enrichment is irrelevant at that point because it doesn't matter if you're not stockpiling, because that's the only way you can make a bomb. And this tweet.
No, it's pretty much perfect there from Sam. Better in comparison to the explanation I had. Like, not being able to stockpile as you continue to enrich the uranium to get to that 90% enrichment goal to be able to create a bomb, right? Like, again, like, you put it in, you spin it, you take it out and put it somewhere, and then you do it again, and then you do it again, and then you do it again until you get to 90% enrichment. What are you going to do if you can't put it anywhere? And they were saying, like, we will get rid of all of our stockpiled amounts, and we're just going to, like, give it up. Period, end of story. So you can just leave us the fuck alone. Is insane. And Israel basically still didn't agree to that. And there's a reason why I'm saying Israel here, because the only reason why this shit's happening is definitely because of them. Period, end of story. They have wanted this regime change war for the latter part of about, like, 20 to 30 fucking goddamn years. This has their grubby little hands on it all over the place. They have been vying to be the hegemon of the Middle East for a very, very long time. And for what exactly? Basically for a bunch of death cultists within the United States of America, and for the ethno-nationalist goals of Theodore fucking Herschel.
From Laura Rosen, longtime national security reporter. It became evident listening to senior Trump administration official backgrounder yesterday,
That's your boy, Miss Minnie.
on Sunday, that they did not understand the Iranian proposal, and that Oman foreign minister likely came to D.C. to meet with Vance and do an interview with CBS to explain what he feared Kushner and Witkoff did not understand. Now,
so you're telling me that some, I don't know, billionaire, like, real estate dipshit, and I don't even know what Witkoff's sort of shit is, but another, like, billionaire fucking dipshit doesn't understand how complicated, like, nuclear sort of, because these people are blatantly fucking intellectual, right? Like, Jared Kushner is just like a 3 IQ'd, like, nepo baby fucking dumbass, and you're telling me that he has no idea about the implications of not being able to keep stored fissile material? Pfft, whoa. I for one am completely shocked.
Now, it's possible they didn't understand it. It's also possible that they had caught the car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be as bad faith as possible. I'm just gonna say that they're too stupid to understand. Honestly, I have no reason to believe anything that Trump says in good fucking faith. Why should you believe anything he says in good faith? They don't give any reason to ever believe anything that these dumbasses fucking say. So I think they're just because they're too stupid. I think it's just because they're too stupid.
And we're like, we got to do this now. Now, there's been multiple reports as to why the timing of this took place. Supposedly, at other times, the weather was bad, that they had been preparing for this for an extended period of time, that they wanted to be able to assassinate Khamenei when he had this regular Saturday morning meeting. I don't know if we'll ever know. But it's quite clear that there was a push for this regardless of circumstance, to the point where like nobody seems to have even bothered to pretend
or
that there's really
manufacture
anything else.
consent.
Exactly.
I mean that like there was a multi-month effort to manufacture consent for the Iraq War, which included pleas to the United Nations, which included bringing Congress into the fold. Like the Trump administration
Colin
here
Powell,
is acting,
obviously.
committing an act of war, not any pretense associated with it, which is a war that only 27% of Americans support. And he goes out there and says that Americans are going to die more. We already know that 3 at least are dead.
I believe. I mean, it's gone up at this point. Like, I mean, it's now 4 have been killed at the very least. I think it's gone up to as many as like 6 people have now fucking been killed in this like dumbass war. I think like also a bunch of F-15s were accidentally shot down by the fucking Kuwaitis. It's a complete fucking shit show, and it's a shit show on fucking purpose. Like, because I believe there's also reports of the DOJ now deleting files from the Epstein files that they were supposed to release and have it kept public. So that's pretty fucking great to see that they are basically like deleting the release of the Epstein files, using Iran as a fucking distraction to continue their fucking dumbass cover up. I mean, it's again, pedophile president, pedophile administration. They just want to defend pedophile costs.
And we don't fully know the circumstances of that. But this is, like, thematically overall, the action of the Israelis and the United States and the Epstein class represented by the Trump administration, a group of elites that understand that right now there's a shot clock because they've lost public opinion for good. So whether this is genocide, whether it's regime change wars, whether it's
destroying a state,
corruption,
major nation that's, you know, friendly to you, which is what this is. You bomb everybody who could replace.
And this is a great point that's being raised here by Emma. It's over for them. They understand. The Epstein class, they understand that it's over. Like, they're never going to have broader public opinion. They're never going to be popular ever again. Everyone looks at them with, I was going to say avaricious eyes, but with angry eyes, and sees, oh, we're going to fucking take all of your wealth because you guys are the motherfuckers that have made it such that our lives are significantly fucking worse. So guess what? It's time for some potential redistributive policies to happen.
And then also the police stations, you're trying to destroy the state.
So they know it's lost for good, and they're acting with that urgency.
We'll have more to say about this later, and obviously we're going to ask our guests, our 3 candidates, about their positions on this going forward. I can guess what it will be, but we'll...
Great to see that this is all the exact same fucking bullshit that's been going on for the latter part of about 30 years. The same, like, dipshits who are justifying all this stuff. But here, also, quick blurb here from Pete Hegseth. Like, if you thought that this is all just built on a bunch of lies, it's also being incredibly incompetent. Let's take a look.
We are now at war with Iran, although...
We're at war.
There was a couple... Did we have that... did we get Hegseth? Yeah. There was another one where he said... there's another clip of Hegseth that I didn't pull, but... was very indicative of how this administration is justifying this, which was, well, let's just start with this one. But then he has another one talking about regime change, clip from the same speech. Hegseth made sure that he had his, his hanky and his thing. I mean, he's got to look the part for Trump. And here he is.
Our favorite fucking drunkard, Pete Hegseth, our favorite LARPing crusader. Obviously, he's going to be a big fan of all of the actions that the Trump administration has taken right now in Iran because Deus Vult. We're going to go around and, I don't know, behead all of the non-believers or some fucking shit.
We didn't start this war. So apparently we've been at war with Iran.
What war?
Exactly. Here's Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense, or as he likes to say, the Secretary of War.
Brothers butchered by Iranian-backed roadside bombs and well-armed militias, thousands of our own. We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we
Pause it for 1 second. I'm sorry, because I followed this.
Hey, I have bad news for you, Pete. You are the ones who started dropping the bombs first. Israel also started dropping the bombs first. More than likely American-made bombs. So, are you sure that you guys didn't start the war? Like, what did the fucking Iranians do to prompt this American fucking reprisal? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, stupid. Like, unironically, I think there was also a Bell of the Ranch video saying that Trump wants to also take out the IED sort of productive capabilities of the Iranians. And I have to ask this one question. How the fuck are you going to do that? What, are you going to bomb every fucking Iranian garage on the planet? Or are you going to go after every fucking hardware store that exists in Iran or something? Like, yeah, okay, fucking good luck with that, dumbass.
During the Iraq War, when we invaded...
Oh, they have no idea.
Bombed, occupied Iraq.
Like, he literally said that Qasem Soleimani was, like... I don't know, like, the creator of the roadside bomb. It's just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, do you know what the first letter in IED means? It's called improvised. The Americans give instructions for how to fucking make them. They do. Like, you can find that shit. And it's just like, okay, bro. Like, stupid. Yeah, it's a good point. Like, if you have factories intact, why would you improvise explosives? Like, I don't know, man. It's so fucking dumb. It's just dumb, dude.
Illegally. And we lost 5,000 servicemen, service people in Iraq. Is he suggesting that that was all the Iranians in Iraq? Is that what he's, I mean, honestly, I'm just trying to figure this out. We've just, like...
that's a good point.
We are bombing the hell out of Iran. We are killing
mostly
children,
civilians,
women, men, for that matter. We are endangering the lives of people who the Iranians are striking back at because they're being attacked. And he's citing thousands of American servicemen who have been killed by Iranians. Like, why hadn't we been told this before?
I had no idea that a bunch of Iranians were operating within Al-Qaeda and other non-state actor regimes in Iraq when Desert Storm 2 happened. That's like... I didn't know about that. Boy Meets Minnie, did you know about that? Alex, did you know about... I had no idea. I had no idea that that was the case. I, for one, am completely and utterly shocked.
But I guess this war has been ongoing. We didn't even realize it. Because we live such a sheltered life that we didn't know that we were in an active war.
No one knew.
Well-armed militias, thousands of our own. We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it. Their war on Americans has become our retribution against their Ayatollah and his death.
Oh, okay, wait a second. Their war against America has become our retribution against their Ayatollah?
I had no idea that Iran was at war with America for the latter part of about 20 fucking years, I guess, or something. Like, because here's the fucking thing. It's Reddit, it's soy, it's fucking stupid. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, this is, by the way, that's a good point, Boy Meets Minnie. This is like shit that you would hear from fucking Command and Conquer. The cheesiness, the fucking, like, ridiculous fucking bullshit. It's just like... Holy fuck, man. Like, God, you people are so stupid. It's soy, it's ridiculous. Like, these people, they don't care about manufacturing consent. They don't care about any of this stuff. It's all about, like, I don't know, jingling some fucking keys to distract from the Epstein files. That's, like, literally it.
Matt, I know that you got an advanced degree in literature. Would you explain?
Yeah, I might want to take another pass at that one. So exactly.
Let's hear that
Fight
again.
them on the beaches.
Start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it. Their war on Americans has become our retribution against their Ayatollah and his death cult.
If nothing is more than...
Wait, this fucking death cult and not like all the Christians... Bro, you have the state of Jerusalem tattooed on your fucking chest, bro, and you want to call the Ayatollah and the Iranians a fucking death cult? Bro, you're a fucking Deus Vult larper. You're the one who's a part of a death cult, dumbass.
Everything is, or if nothing is more than nothing is, because I'm confused. Hegseth is kind of diverging from the line that most Republicans are trying to zero in on. Perhaps we'll play a clip later of Mark Wayne Mullen insisting that this is not a war, because they know that the
guys,
campaign in
it's a war, but it's not actually a war, guys.
They were lying to anybody who's paid attention to Trump. Any member of the media that took this seriously.
Yeah, I believe there was a segment also on the Majority Report of basically like a bunch of like Republican bots with like completely jumbled up talking points trying to say like, guys, it's not actually a war. We're not being offensive here. We're defending ourselves offensively. It's like, yes, of course. Genius, Republicans, genius.
Probably shouldn't have a career anymore. The idea that Trump is anti-war because we have his track record and he's bombed at least 7 countries so far in his administration. But
let's get back to the Hegseth.
It's more than that.
Change thing. Did you get that? I don't know. No, he said This is not a war of regime change, though we did change the regime.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's all sort of like this weird.
Jesus Christ, man. Why would you fucking say that? Guys, it's totally not regime change. But we totally... First, okay. This is... That fucking line is so stupid for so many fucking reasons. First off, nobody wants a regime change war. They're not going to call it a regime change war because they know that those words are bad together and that people don't like those words together. So they're not going to call that. So, like, they're going to call it, like, guys, this wasn't a war to change the regime, but we certainly changed the regime. And the worst part about this is that they didn't actually change the regime. The regime is still in place. Nothing's fucking changed. It is honestly, like, stupid, I think, in every sort of aspect. It's dumb. Yeah, it is unironically like fucking Venezuela. Yeah, they did think that they really thought that they were cooking with that one. When in reality, it's just like, yeah, sure, you killed the 86-year-old like clerical sort of dude who's about to die anyways. What happened? Oh, his son just took over. So I guess in that respect, you've technically had a regime change. Like nothing fucking happened. Like it's just in every aspect, it's so fucking stupid that it's just shocking to me. It's like, wow, like in every way possible that you could have made this fucking dumb, you just made this fucking dumb. Like you I don't know, you people are just fucking idiots or something.
It's as if they think they only have to sell this to Fox News. And I think this is a grave miscalculation.
Yep.
As a political matter, as a military matter, I don't even think...
I mean, I'll be honest, it's going to work on Fox News because everyone who fucking watches Fox News, I think, are barely, like, their brains barely function. Like, has anyone ever seen a Fox News watcher before? Has anyone ever talked with these people? Their brains barely work. Like, I barely doubt that they're, I don't know, like, sentient some of the time.
Calculation. I don't think they've done any calculating. Pete Hegseth says he's going to end this war that apparently we've been in with Iran, which we didn't know about, even though you have other people saying it's not really a war. But he says we're going to end this war. There has never been a
more incompetent
war that has been waged exclusively, or won, I should say, with exclusively air power. And, but here's Hegseth.
That is true. Like, unironically, like Trump, when he announced his sort of war, for lack of a better term, he said that he wanted Iranians to rise up in order to do the regime change for him, to be the foot soldiers on the ground, so then he wouldn't deploy troops on the ground, because he knows that would be really, really fucking unpopular.
Talking about the question as to whether it's regime change.
Turns out the regime who chanted death to America and death to Israel was gifted death from America and death from Israel. This
Jesus
is not
Christ.
a so-called regime change war. But the regime sure did change. And the world...
That's so fucking retarded, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, man. You guys sure did a great job at changing the regime, which didn't fucking change whatsoever. And if anything, has only gotten more fucking hardline. You guys are fucking idiots. Jesus Christ.
is better off for it. Turns out the regime...
I mean, this stuff is like, honestly, this is such grade school stuff, and it's one thing like where they can get away with this stuff. I think like when it's issues that aren't as dramatic as this, and they can just play a Fox News. But with 27% support, whatever that number is, and
that's not gonna fucking work, man.
As crude as it is,
I think like literally the only people with that 27 support, it's just fucking boomers, right? It's just conservative boomers. I think those are the only people that support this. That's the only constituency. Young Republicans definitely don't support this because of anti-Semitic reasons, mostly. Obviously, everyone on the left and independents, broadly speaking, do not support this whatsoever. Even liberals do not support this, mostly because they hate Donald Trump. Which, I mean, not the most principled reason, but hey, take what you can fucking get. everyone hates this, and everyone just thinks it's like, wow, this is really fucking stupid. Why are we doing this? This is really dumb. It's not going to accomplish anything. And, whoa, it turns out that perspective is completely and totally fucking accurate. Wow, this is really dumb, very stupid, and is accomplishing absolutely fucking nothing.
And oil prices are going to go up because of this. People are
they're already going up.
Tens, hundreds of millions of dollars being spent per hour on this. And I think, we don't know how...
I'm going to be honest, Boy Meets Mini, I don't think Kane is fucking saving this one, buddy. Like, listen, Kane of Command and Conquer, okay? Not of, like, WWE, okay? Get your head out of the gutter. We talk about a real fucking Kane. We talk about a real fucking OG here on the Daharumba YouTube channel. Kane, with all of his, like, charisma and sort of, like, cult, like, sort of magnetism, I suppose, he ain't saving this shit. That's not fucking happening, Boy Meets Mini.
Further this is going to go. At one point, the Pentagon's going to say, hey, guess what? We're out of weapons. Like, all of these sort of anti-missile weapons that we're sending to our allies, there's a limited amount that we have. We just simply haven't been able to make them fast enough. And we don't know how many missiles Iran has. And at one point, more of these missiles are going to start to permeate these anti-missile...
Like I said before, I mean, the hypersonics are starting to be deployed by the Iranians, and they have been quite effective on targets.
Defense systems.
And Pete Hegseth being cute with his wordsmithing is just not going to cut it.
No, I mean, I also think that it's notable that we know that the Trump campaign was lying about being the anti-war ticket. They were just doing it by default because the Biden administration was funding a genocide that was really unpopular with people and supporting it, and the Harris campaign refuses to distance herself from it. But it was like, if it was interrogated any further, we would look at the fact that his belief in being anti-war is so-called peace through strength, which is this notion of violating international law, whether it...
Well, it's the same shit from Ronald Reagan, right? Like, it's complete nostalgic cuckoldry to the fucking 80s, right? Like, and they played into Ronald Reagan like 1000% in that one. But what if I were to tell you, there's still Iran-Contra that happened specifically under Reagan? That was a whole fucking scandal. Multiple regime changes still fucking happened under Ronald Reagan. It didn't fucking work. It was stupid. I mean, the Soviet Union ended up falling more so through its internal contradictions, and not because of anything in particular that I don't know, brain-addled dementia freak known as Ronald Reagan really did in particular. Like, it's fucking stupid. It was just a line that was meant to fucking play well, and that's why they're currently fucking using it. So because fascists are all basically panderers of nostalgia. They're just like, well, if it worked specifically for Ronald Reagan, then it should work for us as well, right, guys?
Which he did in his first term with Soleimani, and with other actions, punching people in the face in the middle of negotiations with strikes, and then pretending that is in some way creating peace, even though there are acts of war. It's Orwellian doublespeak that is easily interrogated if anyone chose to do so, but a lot of people in the press chose to present Trump as like earnestly presenting an anti-war perspective here. So they're caught with a political constituency that they still feel...
Well, I mean, not that like Emma's what she's saying here is inaccurate. The reason why they present it that way is because if they don't present it that way, Trump supporters are going to get fucking mad, and it's going to make it such that their stock prices go down.
Somewhat beholden to, because this administration doesn't care about the 60+% of Americans on the Democratic side and the independents that despise the administration's actions. They're always playing to the base, whether it's the Nazi posting, or whether it's like just the way that JD Vance denies. But so they still feel some connection to this constituency where they said no new wars. They feel like they can talk around it.
But they can get away with like the Nazi stuff. Like, okay, the number of people that you meet on the street are aware of like the DHS putting out cute, like whatever it is, 1480H stuff or whatever that their cute dog whistle stuff is. But this is a war that everybody's going to be talking about, and they have absolutely no answers for any of this. Look at what Jonathan Karl posted. This is number 8. Jonathan Karl with ABC tweeted this out. Pete Hegseth has said this is not a regime change war, but the regime sure has changed, as if he's like hosting some type of roast. Jonathan Karl said, President Trump told me tonight, he posted this last night, that the U.S. had identified possible candidates to take over Iran, but they were killed in the initial attack. So in other words...
Oh my fucking god, dude. It's like, listen, Israel has told me that these guys can potentially take over, but we murdered them anyways, so whatever, who gives a shit? I don't know, man. It's like, what else could you really say? Like, the attack was so successful, it knocked out most of the candidates, Trump told me. It's not going to be anybody that we were thinking of because they are all dead. Second or third place is dead. That's not something you should be fucking celebrating, you fucking moron. Because who knows, like, who amongst the IRGC hardliners they might fucking have, who's going to take over. Like, oh my fucking lord. It's just the sheer amount of incompetence. I don't know. There's not really much else to look into this. Whoa, you're telling... The dumbasses at the Trump administration have made it such that, they have no idea what the fuck is going on. They don't know what they're fucking doing. And it's all at the behest of this motherfucker right here, Benjamin Netanyahu. And they just want to, like, bomb a bunch of people, ask questions later. It doesn't fucking matter. They just want to cause more suffering in the Middle East because, unironically, all Benjamin Netanyahu, generally speaking, wants is to just keep the United States permanently locked in the Middle East for the rest of eternity. But here, Matt Walsh, he's been having a bit of a fucking crash out over this. He is fucking pissed. Why don't we take a look? We were told the program was obliterated in the summer. That's what they told us. Direct quote. It cannot be the case that the program was both obliterated and also close to being immune to attack. That is a logical impossibility. A contradiction in terms, like a square circle. It makes no sense. It's probably the only time you'll ever hear me utter this. But Matt Walsh is correct. Now, Matt Walsh, I know that you're you're a Christian freak. You don't believe in anything. It doesn't fucking matter. But this is the lies that fucking Benjamin Netanyahu has been trying to sell for the latter part of about 30 years, bro. Like, and now you're coming to this realization now? You're coming to this realization now. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like, who cares about, like, what fucking dipshittery, like, Benjamin Netanyahu is saying? Like, what? New Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tells Sean Hannity that Iran's ballistic missile program and atomic bomb program would have soon been immune to attack. Okay. You obliterated that shit in the summer. You're telling me that in about 6 months it would have been immune to attack? Like, how? They're not even trying, man. Like... There's no attempt being made here. It's genuinely fucking pathetic. But here, even more fucking crashing out here by Matt Walsh. Like, I don't know, man. Is he eventually going to leave the Daily Wire? Because guess what? You know what Ben Shapiro's response to all these attacks were? He was just like, yes, thank God. This is exactly what he's want. Because this is unironically the thing that Ben Shapiro has been begging for the latter part of about 15 fucking goddamn years throughout all of his writings, right? Bombing the shit out of all Muslims in the Middle East. Why? Because, again, he's a fascist little fucking freak who just is, a Zionist. Like, that's Ben Shapiro in a fucking nutshell. But here, Matt Walsh, with a explanation for all of this. Why don't we take a look?
The mission of George Soros and his prosecutors is to spring barbarians loose so that Americans are slaughtered. It happened to Irina Zarutska. It happened to Stephanie Minter. It happened to the victims of the mass shooting in Austin, a 30-year-old man, a 19-year-old man, a 21-year-old woman. And it will continue to happen, whether or not we achieve our objectives in Iran. Objectives that, to this day...
So, we're starting off real strong talking about George Soros progressive prosecutors. Obviously, stupid. It doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Moving on.
Still have not been fully articulate.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands, this is the status quo you're expected to accept. That we can terminate the supreme leader of Iran, despite all of his security and paranoia and power. But we can't deport Somali fraudsters in Minneapolis.
I'm going to tell you right now, he was, chilling in his house when he got killed. He was chilling in his house when he got killed. Oh, God.
We can't denaturalize scammers and grifters who openly declare for the world to see that they despise the United States and seek to destroy it. We can't get gangster thugs and illegal aliens like Kilmar Abrego Garcia out of the country without 10 different female judges, all of them with foreign last names, issuing an immediate nationwide injunction. We can't imprison the insurance...
So, yeah, this is about what I expected. Matt Walsh is just going to say, why can't we just get rid of all these fucking Browns? Why must we be a nation of fucking laws? What the fuck, man? This is fucking genuinely insane. Like, why must we have laws? Why can't we just get rid of the people? I don't know, man. Like, because the Trump administration's been trying to get rid of Kilmar or Burgo Garcia to, like, a bunch of African countries now, I guess is the plan, which is a country that he has, like, basically no relation to, and it's obviously extremely fucking illegal. But, you know, whatever. All these dumbasses are very, very low IQ. But then again, that's Matt Walsh in a fucking nutshell. And Somali fucking fraudsters, you know, the Nick Shirley sort of stuff. You are aware that all the, like, Somali fraudsters have been either getting investigated or already have fucking convictions and are awaiting sentencing, right, Matt Walsh? Do you care about that? Probably not.
Executives are ripping off Medicaid by sending massive payouts to fake autism treatment clinics and leering centers while keeping a cut for themselves, of course. None of that is possible, apparently. So we can eliminate a threat thousands of miles away, a threat that's supposedly urgent. We can't do anything about the clear and obvious threats that are living in this country right now. Apparently all it takes is some low testosterone...
Yeah, man. Totally. Fucking Somalis. Very, very well-known fucking threats, dude. Sure, dude. God, bro. The fucking Somali community of Minnesota, the biggest threat to America. Not all the, like, the pedophiles that this guy fucking runs cover for consistently. Genuinely fucking insane.
Schizophrenic weirdo fighting with Border Patrol while armed with a handgun, along with an unemployed lesbian extremist driving an SUV directly at a federal agent to completely derail immigration enforcement within our borders.
Shouldn't really surprise me whatsoever that this guy would be okay with the shooting of Renee Nicole Good and, of course, Alex Peretti. Again, Matt Walsh. I don't know, barely a human. Barely a fucking human, I'll be quite honest. He is just a abhorrence upon this fucking planet. Yeah, man, totally. Because what ICE did in the minds of, like, all these, like, dumbass fucking morons, like, I'll be quite honest, was totally fucking justified. Like, it's so stupid, bro. Like, so fucking dumb.
Now, for the past several months, I've been told continuously that we can't actually do mass deportations, much less mass denaturalizations, because it's impractical, expensive, politically unpopular, risky. Deporting illegal immigrants who haven't committed additional crimes, who have no criminal record aside from being here illegally, is especially fraught, I'm told, we're all told. That was the argument we heard when Los Angeles burned and Trump had to send in the National Guard. It was the argument we heard when ICE was forced to flee Minneapolis. Maybe there's some truth to it. You know, maybe mass deportations and mass denaturalizations are impractical, expensive, politically unpopular, risky. I can't say for sure that a deportation operation targeting all illegal aliens, again, not just the criminal, not just the additional criminals, but all of them, I can't say that such an operation at the kind of scale we would need wouldn't result in massive backlash from the electorate. I think those fears are overblown, but maybe they aren't.
Okay, like, I find it very funny that this dumbass Matt Walsh is basically saying, like, oh yeah, totally, we could, let's just say, you know, totally, that, basically, there would be a backlash. Let's just say that it would be a bureaucratic fucking nightmare. Yeah, because would be a bureaucratic nightmare. It currently is a bureaucratic fucking nightmare. Like, think about, like, what it would take to deport 20 million fucking people. Just think about it for literally 3 fucking seconds. You'd have to get a bunch of agents, round up all the people, you'd have to put them somewhere, you'd have to process all the fucking goddamn claims, and you'd have to justify to the courts, which you have defunded with the Republican Party, and you have supported the defunding of the fucking courts in order to deport all those people. Because guess what? Unfortunately, Matt Walsh, and this may make it a little complicated for you, immigrants have rights. They have rights in the United States of America. They have protections under the fucking Constitution. Whether you fucking like it or not, dumbass. This is as the Founding Fathers originally would have wanted. For them to also have those protections. Because America was always meant to be a land for the immigrants. For literally everybody. If they work hard and, engage with the sort of, quote-unquote, American dream and fucking promise, then they too could also live a very, very good life. Like, you yourself are probably also a fucking immigrant. Matt Walsh, whose name means, I think, of poorer class in Welsh, I think. Yeah, of, poorer class in in Welsh or something. So, I don't know. You're, Welsh yourself. You're more than likely a fucking immigrant. You're not actually, quote-unquote, American or whatever the bumblefuck bullshit. this is like the broader sort of promise of America, and you just want to like cope and fucking seethe about it because sort of, yeah, Walsh means foreigner. There you go. That's what it is. Boy Meets Me. Thank you. And like, brother, like, you're just mad about the fact that they have a slightly different fucking skin tone or something. Like, that's literally it. You're just fucking mad about it. It's stupid. It's fucking nonsense. You're making yourself look like a complete fucking clown. Like, what are you fucking talking about, bro? You're a clown. You're goofy. Silly.
Well, Mr. President, the war in Iran is also impractical, expensive, politically unpopular, and risky. Even if it all works out. Even if in the end it was the right move.
Matt, I have bad news for you, buddy. The deportations that you want so desperately would be impossible, impractical, and very expensive.
It still is all of those things. That in and of itself doesn't mean it's wrong. And I acknowledge that it's your call to make in the end. You're the commander-in-chief after all. But if we're going to do something drastic and explosive and unpopular thousands of miles from home, why not do it here too? That's the question.
Because it would be extremely unpopular with the American people. Like, Renee Nicole Good got shot in the face by ICE. Same with Alex Preddy, also got shot by ICE. And there was a collective drop of about 10%, like 3-4% in terms of Trump's approval rating. It would be a disaster. Like, that's not gonna fucking work out. Like, very, very silly.
That the base is asking. If we're going to give a major prize to the donors and pundit class, people who tried to undermine you every step of the way, people who oppose your domestic agenda, people who many of them want you to be impeached and imprisoned, if we're going to reward them, then will we also reward your America First base? Will you bring back the Muslim ban, restart workplace raids, suspend the legal immigration system, strip
bad news for all of those. You would immediately get fucking sued by those, and they would be ruled as unconstitutional. The Muslim ban was ruled as unconstitutional, even in this fucking 6-3 Supreme Court. That would be more than likely ruled as unconstitutional. Not to mention, again, this whole like deportation regime that this dipshit basically wants would collapse the American economy as we know it. Like, it just wouldn't fucking work out. America needs people in order to be able to go to do work for specific jobs that people like yourself and other Americans just simply put do not want to do. But does this dipshit care about any of that? No.
Citizenship from paper Americans who use the word they when they describe our country. Strip citizenship from Americans who can't even speak English and don't respect our laws. Finish the big, beautiful border wall. You can capture Maduro.
All of which would be, it has already been fucking deemed illegal, but whatever.
And kill the Ayatollah, both impressive feats, even if I'm skeptical of the objectives and downstream effects related to the latter. But if you could do all that, then I would ask you, we ask you, will you finish the thing you set out to achieve? Will you make America, America great again? The mission.
Yeah, and he means by deporting all of the people who have slightly different colored skin in comparison to him. Like, that's literally what he means by that. Stupid, obviously nonsensical, because that's the only thing that Matt Walsh cares about is having a bunch of mayo-ass, fucking loser-ass dipshits like himself who LARPs and pretends as a fucking Canadian. Like, first off, you're stealing our culture, little bro. Big-ass beard with a bunch of flannel. Stop trying to fucking crimp Canadian lumberjack culture. That's literally us, motherfucker. Like, get the fuck out of here. Go get your own fucking culture, dipshit. Like, nobody likes you. Nobody wants you. If you're so upset about how brown America is, you can just fucking leave, dumbass. The door is right there. Bye-bye. So long. See you later. But then again, I would expect nothing less from this dipshit Matt Walsh. And the only reason why he's upset is like every other like far-right fascist little goddamn freak. He's just upset by the fact that I just want to see all the Browns leave. That's it. It's just like, okay, bro. Like, nice fucking goddamn meme. But here, final fucking goddamn meme. Our favorite little mold man. Our favorite little mold man. We have Asmongold saying that I guess there needs to be mass killings in Iran. And he's pointing to Hitler. What did Asmongold mean by this specifically? What does Asmongold think there needs to be a Holocaust in Iran now? Why don't we take a look?
Finally, we have a Secretary of War.
Of course, Asmongold, when the Democrats were still in power in 2024, late 2024, he's talked about how America should be, generally speaking, non-interventionist, and now he is all rah for the war in Iran. Asmongold not believing in anything? Shocker.
That has crusader tattoos. He says, fuck around and find out. And they're bombing people. And yeah, it's going to happen, guys. Sorry to say. Until they're all gone, absolutely. I think that a lot of people...
Until they're all gone, you say? So what? You're just... Okay, so we're just explicitly just endorsing genocide. Hey, Twitch. Hey, Twitch. We're having another Palestine moment here by Asmongold. He's just saying, like, oh, you know, Iranians all should be bombed. Yeah, 90... Like, what do you mean until they're all fucking gone? Like, what? Iran's got a lot of fucking goddamn people in it, right? Do you also mean, like, the Iranians that are outside of Iran? What about fucking Trainwrecks, who is also Iranian himself? Would you want him to be gone for the fact that he's Iranian? I thought you were friends with Trainwrecks. Well, that's a little fucking interesting. Again, hey, Asmongold, that's why you don't fucking say shit like this. Like, that's literally why you don't fucking say this. Stupid. It's just nonsensical, dude.
I think that the peacetime that we've experienced for such a long time has really kind of made people soft to the reality of just mass killing people. It works amazing.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, hello? No, you fucking dumbass. People just don't like mass killings of people. People see people just dying on the streets for whatever fucking reason by, like, bombs or, I don't know, like, bullets in this particular case. And just say, like, yeah, I don't really like that. Because what did they do to us in order to just be okay with this? Like, genuinely fucking insane. Like, what are you saying? Like, do you think that all these people just deserve to be bombed to death because they have a little different skin color than you? Genuinely fucking insane. I don't know, like, I guess, like, Asmongold is channeling his inner fucking Hitler now or some shit. Like, genuinely insane.
Amazingly well. Trust me, if you look at the history books, you will see that mass killing people works really, really fucking well.
Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, Twitch, you might want to do something about this fucking guy. You might want to do something about this guy. Because he still streams on your fucking goddamn platform. He's just like, yeah, you know, mass killings? Totally fine. Totally cool. Hecking based and epic. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Jesus Christ, bro.
Every single time it's worked. So every page, every chapter, every story is based off of that every single time. And again, this is not...
Nobody fucking thought it was a good thing, you dumbass. What, do you think that it's a good thing? Well, okay, that's a rhetorical question. Yeah, you do actually think that it's a good thing for this to happen. And so you're just like, you know what? 90 million people in Iran? Nah, just get rid of them. Like, what is wrong with you? Genuinely, this is insane.
Not an alternative that you can have peace to. This is an alternative that you can have a perpetual, ongoing war that costs the lives of thousands of people, or you can, for once, put a stop to it, or at least try to put a stop to it, and improve things. That's it.
By murdering everyone there or something? Like, that's what you're suggesting. Oh yeah, if we just murder... Like, personally, okay. Call me a little bit of a lip cuck or something, but I think the death of a couple thousand people is preferable in comparison to the death of millions. Just some food for thought there.
You can't say you can't say the truth like that, bro. Yeah, you can't say that, guys. That's it. And that's...
Yeah, because you're gonna get fucking banned. Which, guess what? Report his fucking channel. Yeah, get banned for that because you're unironically advocating for genocide. That's what you're doing. You're advocating for genocide. This is fucking insane, dude.
Not gonna crash out over this one? No, I'm telling you, it didn't work for Hitler. My grandpa wiped out 500 Nazis. Well, yeah, because the entire world like turned against them, and he totally fucked up. Like, that's the reason why. And Hitler also...
Okay, so now he's just parroting explicit fucking neo-Nazi talking points. Jesus Christ. I mean, I've always said that he's a white nationalist, first and foremost, but now he's just parroting fucking neo-Nazi talking points. Jesus Christ. No, the world turned against Hitler, not because he fucked up and went too far. It's because he just kept invading countries and treating people like complete shit in his goddamn own sort of country. And he kept invading people. That's why people were just like, okay, you know what? Enough of that. This Neville Chamberlain shit doesn't really fucking work. There's only one way that you can deal with the Nazis, and that is to, well, defeat them militarily.
Also did take over a lot of Europe. Like, what are you talking about? Hitler was massively powerful, and it took the entire world turning against them to stop that, and then him going to fucking Russia and then killing his army in the fucking Russian winter. Like, what?
This is such a fucking mentally ill, like, stupid fucking interpretation for how, like, God, Hitler managed to fucking win. A lot of the gambits that Hitler took were extremely fucking lucky. Like, not the Battle of the Bulge, but the battle in the Ardennes, because he tried to do the same thing when D-Day happened. He tried to do the exact same blitzkrieg concentration of all of his forces in one point in order to have a spear to pierce through, in order to be able to get around the Maginot Line. He got lucky with that one. And the French were just not expecting that, because they're just like, why the fuck would they go through the Ardennes? That's like impossible to maneuver through. And they just did it, and it's just like, oh, he just did the impossible. It's like, okay, I guess we were not fucking expecting that, because the French defensive strategy was actually pretty solid, and the Nazis would not have been able to get through the Maginot Line. That's not fucking happening. They would have to go around, but the French were also prepared for that as well. Same with the British. And because they've seen this shit happen before, but they didn't put as many defenses around the Ardennes because of the fact that there was like, there's no fucking way they're going through that. That is genuinely insane. And then he just did it. And it's just like, okay, we weren't expecting this. Our entire defensive strategy has now collapsed. Very, very cool. Like, that's what fucking happened. And it turns out the fascists' sort of irrational hatred of others and hatred of Slavs was what ended up fucking killing him. Like, yeah, get owned by the Russian winter, dumbass.
What are we talking about? Some dumbass argument. If you kill your
as this like dumbass just like does his little slurpy slurps of his fucking soda, advocating for the death of 90 million people. Fucking nuts, dude.
Henry's moral spawn. Naruto brains need to be banned. Yeah, I know, but you'll see what happens. You will.
Do you say Naruto brains need to be banned? Genuinely fucking insane. Hey Twitch, you might want to get rid of this fucking guy, because he just unironically advocated for the genocide of about 90 million fucking people. Why? I don't know. Just YOLO swag, I guess. Like, I don't know, have another Palestine moment or something. Asmongold for, like, literally no reason. Very, very fucking cool. But yeah, what else is there to really say? The whole entire deal, basically, that has been orchestrated by the Trump administration to justify this war is already inherently collapsing in on itself. And guess what? Instead of, I don't know, like people fucking justifying the actions of Israel abroad, because that's the only reason why Trump is doing this. He's doing this because of Israel. Period. End of story. Right? It's probably said within the Epstein files that there is compromising material that Israel has on Donald Trump, which is why he just sucks their cock so much. And that he has some form of compromised information. But then again, you know, it's Donald Trump we're talking about here. It's completely ridiculous. These guys have had no plan. There was obviously no plan. There's no like goals in mind. There's no objectives. And now they're saying that the administration that was against forever wars, that was a pro-peace coalition, is now okay with forever wars. They want more forever wars. Genuinely fucking insane. But then again, I wouldn't expect anything less from this dementia-addled, brain-leaking fucking dipshit known as Donald Trump. Don't think there's really much else to say besides fuck you, Donald Trump, fuck Israel, and fuck the United States of America.